Thinking about booking a Caribbean cruise with P&O? Whether you're sailing on Arvia or Britannia, there are a few things that'll make your holiday run so much smoother. In this video, I'll cover 10 things you need to know, from how Embarkation in Barbados works, to the itineraries, excursions, what's included in your fare, and even what to pack for the Caribbean weather. These are all based on my own cruises to the Caribbean, so you'll get honest, practical tips you can actually use. One of the biggest differences with a Caribbean cruise is the embarkation process, and with P&O cruises, it is super easy. Charter flights and transfers are included as standard as part of your cruise fare. You'll also check your suitcase at your UK airport, and the next time you see it will be outside your cabin in Barbados. The whole transfer is seamless. You're taken straight from the plane, onto a bus, and then directly to the cruise terminal. If you choose a cruise-only fare, you'll need to arrange your own flights and transfers. Either way, check-in is smooth. You'll have your photo taken, pass through security, and your cruise card will be waiting for you outside your cabin. Also, here is an essential tip for you. Pack swimwear, sun cream, and toiletries in your hand luggage, because your main bag may not arrive until later in the afternoon. Both Britannia and Arvia only sail the Caribbean from November to March, and either side of that, they cross the Atlantic on repositioning cruises. If you're thinking about booking one of those, I've got a full video with my top tips for making the most of a transatlantic crossing. I'll link that here so you can check it out after this one. Arvia and Britannia also have slightly different itineraries in the Caribbean. Britannia usually covers the southern Caribbean, with ports like Barbados, Grenada, Bonaire, Curaçao, St. Lucia, St. Martin, Antigua, and even St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Most itineraries on Britannia also include an overnight in St. Lucia. Arvia tends to focus on the Eastern Caribbean, visiting Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Martin, Tortola, Martinique, St. Lucia, Grenada, and Barbados with an overnight stop in Antigua. So whichever ship you're on, you'll get a mix of beaches, history, and those iconic Caribbean landscapes. But it's worth checking the exact itinerary, as they can vary quite a lot. Another unique part of the Caribbean itineraries on P&O are the overnight stops. In Barbados, you'll overnight either on the first day or at the end of your cruise. That gives you time to enjoy Carlisle Bay or head into Bridgetown before the ship even sails. In St. Lucia, Britannia itineraries usually include 2 full days. I used one for a catamaran trip to the Pitons and Marigot Bay, the other to relax at Pigeon Island Beach. But don't miss Rum Therapy Bar. It's right by the port, and it's famous for karaoke and for serving what's probably the strongest rum punch on the island. If you're sailing on Arvia, you'll usually get an overnight in Antigua. That's rare in the Caribbean. It means you can enjoy a day at Dickinson Bay. Don't forget to try the floating bar just off the beach and get a selfie by the red phone box. Or why not head to English Harbour or Shirley Heights for sunset? Choosing excursions in the Caribbean can be overwhelming, so here's what I do. I always start by looking at P&O's own shore excursions. They're well organised, there's a wide choice, and the ship will always wait if you're delayed, but they can be expensive. I've also booked several shore excursions with Caribbean island tours and Caribbean cruise excursions. You save, they benefit. Both are easy to find on Facebook, and I've had excellent experiences with them, and often at a lower cost than the cruise line. For other destinations, Get Your Guide and Viator are also worth checking, as they have plenty of options with reviews you can compare before booking. And of course, in most ports, taxis are plentiful right outside the terminal. If you just want a beach transfer, this is often the simplest and cheapest option. Your cruise fare covers accommodation and meals in the main dining rooms and buffet. It also covers the entertainment on board, including the theatre shows, live music, and quizzes. Not forgetting the pools and the gym. Your flights and your transfers are also included in the price of your cruise fare. And, unlike some cruise lines, gratuities are already part of your fare, so there are no automatic service charges added. What's not included are drinks, Wi-Fi, spa treatments, excursions, and specialty dining. And what's the weather like? It's always one of the first questions people ask. The good news is, it's warm all year. The main cruise season runs from November to April, That's the dry season, with sunshine, hot temperatures, and very little rain. Although I did get torrential rain in Grenada on my Caribbean cruise in January, luckily I was river tubing and on a tour through the rainforest. So it didn't spoil the fun, in fact, it actually enhanced it. One thing to note, evenings on board can feel chilly, thanks to the air conditioning. So pack a light jumper or shawl for the theatre or the restaurants. Packing for a Caribbean cruise can be tricky, especially if it's your first time. You don't want to overpack, but there are a few essentials that will make your holiday so much easier. Pack light, breathable clothing, swimwear, cover-ups, and comfortable shoes for excursions. You'll also want insect repellent, reef-safe sunscreen, and aftersun. For evenings, remember the dress codes. Britannia usually has 2 formal nights per week, while Arvia has just 1. On formal nights, men will need a suit or dinner jacket, and women can wear cocktail dresses or evening gowns. Practical extras I always bring are a refillable water bottle and magnetic hooks for the cabin walls. I also make sure I have plenty of small US dollar bills for taxis and beach bars. It makes life much easier. Sea days are a big part of cruising in the Caribbean, so it's worth knowing what to expect. On Britannia, the main pool deck is lively. The Serenity Pool offers a quieter retreat, and the sail-away parties are always a highlight. On Arvia, the Sky Dome is the heart of the ship, but it can get crowded. The Infinity Pool is stunning, though on sea days it's usually packed. My tip is to head there on a port day, when most people are ashore. I had the whole pool to myself in Marseille. For sunbathing, check the Sunset Bar on Deck 8, or head to Deck 19. Both are often overlooked, and much quieter. Both ships do suffer from sunbed wars, especially on sea days. So go early if you want a spot by the pool. And remember, sea days are also the busiest time for specialty dining and spa bookings. Reserve in advance if there's something you don't want to miss. Disembarkation is just as easy as embarkation. Immigration checks are usually carried out on board, in one of the lounges, either the day before or on the morning of your flight. Cabins need to be vacated by 8 a.m., but you can still stay on board, using the bars and restaurants, until it's time for your transfer to the airport. If you've got a late flight, P&O often offer a beach day package you can buy, so you don't spend hours waiting at the airport, and the transfer will take you straight from the beach to the airport. A few last tips. US dollars are accepted on almost every island, even where the official currency is different. Wi-Fi at sea is expensive, so download anything you need beforehand. The drinks package isn't always worth it. I've got a full video on P&O drinks packages, linked in the description, so you can see the numbers for yourself. And finally, make use of the Horizon Daily magazine and the My Holiday app. Between them, you'll know what's on, what's busy, and how to book activities or restaurants. So those are 10 things you really need to know about a P&O Caribbean cruise. But here's the thing. The ports are just the start. I'm building a full Caribbean Ports of Call playlist with guides already live for Barbados, Bonaire, and Curacao, and plenty more to come. Click on screen now to watch the full series and get ready to plan your perfect Caribbean cruise.